Winter Driving 101, A Beginner's Guide. Hello everyone, Ryan here. I'm excited to be back with you today, and this time we're talking about something very important, especially as we head into the colder months, winter driving. Now, some of you might be thinking, driving in winter, what's the big deal? But as someone who spent their fair share of time behind the wheel in some pretty gnarly winter conditions, let me tell you, it's no walk in the park. Seriously, it can be more challenging and even downright dangerous if you're not prepared. That's why in this video we're going to equip you with the knowledge and tips you need to stay safe on the roads this winter. We'll cover everything from getting your car winter ready to handling those oh no moments like a pro. By the end of this video, you'll be well prepared to tackle whatever winter throws your way. Gearing up for winter, the essential vehicle checklist. All right, before we hit the road, let's make sure your vehicle is ready to tackle those frosty mornings and snowy streets. The first thing you absolutely need to check is your tires. And I'm not just talking about kicking the tires here, people. We need to get serious. Make sure your tires have plenty of tread depth. You know those little wear bars in between the tread? If they're flush with the tread, it's time for new tires. And if you live in an area with heavy snow, consider investing in a set of winter tires. Trust me, they make a world of difference. Next up, let's peek under the hood. Check your battery because cold weather can really zap its power. Make sure the terminals are clean and free of corrosion. You can clean them with a baking soda and water solution if needed. While you're at it, check your engine coolant too. You want to make sure it's a 50-50 mix of antifreeze and water to prevent freezing. And don't forget about your windshield washer fluid. Regular fluid can freeze in cold temperatures, so switch to a winter formula. Now, this next one might seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people forget. Check your lights. With shorter days and often gloomy weather, you want to make sure all your lights are in working order, including your headlights, tail lights, brake lights, and turn signals. Visibility is key in winter driving, and one last thing before we move on, your wipers. Replace them if they're leaving streaks or chattering across the windshield. And grab yourself a good quality ice scraper while you're at it. You don't want to be stuck scraping ice with a credit card. Trust me, I've been there. Mastering the art of winter driving, safe driving techniques. Okay, now that your vehicle is prepped and ready for winter, let's talk about safe driving techniques. Driving in snow and ice is a whole different ballgame, my friends. The name of the game here is to be smooth and deliberate with all your actions. First and foremost, slow down. I can't stress this enough. Reduce your speed and increase your following distance. Remember, it takes longer to stop on slick roads. Speaking of stopping, forget about slamming on the brakes. Sudden braking can cause you to lose control. Instead, brake gently and early, and if your car has anti-lock brakes, ABS, don't be afraid to apply firm, continuous pressure. The ABS system will do its thing and help you maintain control. Acceleration should also be gradual. Punching the gas pedal is a recipe for disaster on slick surfaces. Ease into it to avoid wheel spin. And if you do start to skid, don't panic. We'll talk more about handling skids in just a bit. Now let's talk about turns. Slow down before you enter a turn and avoid making any sudden movements with the steering wheel. Sharp turns can send you spinning, especially on icy roads, and here's a pro tip. Avoid using cruise control when driving on slick surfaces. You want to be in full control of your speed at all times and always be aware of your surroundings. Keep an eye out for black ice, which can be very difficult to see. Remember, driving in winter requires your full attention. Put your phone away, turn down the radio, and focus on the road. And if the weather is really bad, it's best to stay put if you can. Okay, we've talked about getting your vehicle ready and driving safely, but what happens if you find yourself stranded on the side of the road in the middle of a blizzard? That's where having a well-stocked emergency kit can be a lifesaver, literally. Now you might be thinking, an emergency kit, isn't that a little extreme? But trust me, it's always better to be over-prepared than under-prepared. You never know what Mother Nature might throw your way. So, what should you include in your winter car emergency kit? Well, first and foremost, you need to stay warm. Pack a warm blanket, extra hats, gloves and socks. Hypothermia is a real danger in cold weather, so staying warm is crucial. Next up, food and water. Pack some non-perishable snacks like granola bars, nuts and dried fruit. And always have a few bottles of water on hand. You never know how long you might be stranded. Now let's talk about communication. A fully charged cell phone is a must-have, but it's also a good idea to have a backup power source like a portable charger. And if you're venturing out into remote areas, consider investing in a satellite phone, which can work even when cell service is down. You'll also want to have some basic tools and supplies like a flashlight with extra batteries, jumper cables, a first aid kit, a whistle to signal for help, and a small shovel to dig yourself out if you get stuck in the snow. And here's a tip I learned the hard way. Keep a bag of kitty litter in your trunk. It provides traction if you get stuck in snow or ice. Just sprinkle it around your tires and you'll be amazed at the difference it makes. Remember, your emergency kit is only as good as its contents, so make sure to check it regularly and replenish any items that have been used or expired. All right, let's face it, even the most experienced drivers can encounter a skid or get stuck in the snow. It's not a matter of if, but when. But don't worry, I'm going to give you the skills to handle these situations like a pro. First, let's talk about skids. The key to handling a skid is to stay calm and react quickly. The first thing you need to do is take your foot off the gas pedal. Don't slam on the brakes. Braking will only make the skid worse. Next, steer in the direction you want the car to go. This might seem counterintuitive, but trust me, it works. The front tires need to regain traction before you can regain control. If the rear of your car is sliding to the left, steer to the left. If it's sliding to the right, steer to the right. Once you feel the tires regain traction, straighten the steering wheel and gently apply the brakes if needed. Remember, smooth and steady wins the race. Now, let's say you get stuck in the snow. First, don't panic. It happens to the best of us. Try rocking your car back and forth by gently switching between drive and reverse. Don't spin your wheels, as this will only dig you in deeper. If rocking doesn't work, you might need to get out and assess the situation. Clear away any snow or ice that's blocking your tires. If you have kitty litter or sand, sprinkle it around your tires for traction. You can also use floor mats or cardboard for this purpose. If you're still stuck, it's time to call for help. Don't be afraid to ask for assistance. It's better to be safe than sorry. We've covered a lot of ground today, but there's one more crucial aspect of winter driving that we need to discuss: weather awareness. Knowing what the weather is up to is essential for planning your trips and staying safe on the roads. Before you head out, always check the weather forecast. And I'm not talking about just glancing at your phone's weather app. Look at a detailed forecast, paying attention to things like temperature, precipitation, wind speed, and visibility. If a winter storm is on the horizon, consider postponing your trip if possible. It's better to be safe than sorry. And if you absolutely must drive, make sure to tell someone your route and expected arrival time. While you're on the road, pay attention to the weather conditions. If it starts snowing heavily or the roads become icy, pull over to a safe location and wait for the storm to pass. It's not worth risking your safety. And speaking of safety, if you encounter a road closure, don't try to be a hero. Turn around and find an alternate route. Those signs are there for a reason. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to winter driving. By staying informed about weather conditions, you can make smart decisions that will help keep you and your passengers safe. So there you have it, folks. We've covered a lot of ground, from vehicle preparation to safe driving techniques to handling those oh-no moments. Remember, winter driving can be challenging, but with the right knowledge and preparation, you can navigate those snowy roads with confidence. The most important takeaway is to prioritize safety. Be prepared, drive cautiously, and always be aware of your surroundings. And if the weather is really bad, don't hesitate to stay put. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to our channel for more car care and driving tips. Until next time, drive safe and stay warm.